What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a nice little fun match for you guys. This is actually Watts up here at the top and DDD down at the bottom. We got Watts in 2017. Now, anytime I do a DDD match, I post something involving DDDs on my channel, I always get a lot of backlash. I always get flat because people are like, Cap G, you find the worst DDD players on planet Earth. I feel like you're searching for them, the most terrible DDD players, and then you post them getting their asses whooped. And I feel like I watched this match before, and I think the DDD player actually plays okay, but I mean, you can look at the Watt guy's opening hand of Dark Hole plus Regeki and you know that's going to cause some problems, especially if he goes second. I don't think Watts would ever decide to go first because like the entire archetype is, you know, it's based around attacking directly, and if you can't attack turn one, what's really the point? So I believe DDDs are going to open, which is basically what DDDs want to do anyway. So he's going to go for flanking Genghis, and then he's going to get Alexander. I believe he's trying to set up for, yeah, he goes for Siegfried, and then I think he's trying to go for another 8 with Lamnia. That'll probably be Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. He could have went for Omega there, but, you know, it's like whatever. You have the, obviously you have the Siegfried for the spell and trap negation. You have the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon for the monster negation, and then he finally ends up with a Caesar, what's it called, Ragnarok. You know, I actually feel like DDD with Maxi being less of an issue, I feel like DDD could be a lot better, but I don't know. I guess what's it called with Ghost Ash coming out, that might cause problems for them as well, because DDD does actually search a lot. So he makes a pretty decent field, but you guys can see the Dark Hole is kind of irrelevant, the fact that they got eaten up, because he actually ends up playing Dimensional Fissure and then getting Regeki'd, and that is really, really bad. Now, the ironic thing is, I looked at his opening hand, and I saw this DDR, and I was like, that's it. That already looks kind of fraudulent, but now the DDR is actually kind of live. You can get that Siegfried or that Crystal Wing right back. Now, this guy opens up with Pot of Desires, and he actually is going to use that double summon to summon Watt Kiwi. I'm not even going to act like I knew what the fuck this card was. I have never seen this card in my entire life. I was like, what the fuck is this? Obviously, you know about Watt Cobra because every Watt deck ever has played 3 copies, and he searches the Watt Giraffe, which honestly might have been a little counterproductive, but actually I think that the effect, so what's it called, the effect of search is not optional with Watt Cobra. So, and I say that because he had Card of the Mob, so he wanted to draw as many cards as possible, but he ends up getting a Dimensional Barrier, which is pretty good. He takes 1,000 life points because of his contract, and he's able to get his Siegfried back. Now, here's the issue, though, and I guess he was in a no-win situation. He does summon Siegfried back, and this guy immediately activates Dimensional Barrier. Now, I guess Siegfried could have negated this, but then he wouldn't have his negate. I think you should negate it, because it's like you're gonna lose either way, but I think that if you're not going to negate it, or if you do negate it, I don't think I would have attacked anymore, because Watts is a deck that does run a lot of battle traps, and he decides to attack, and he falls into that Darut Mirror Force. The reason that I say it was a no-win situation is if he didn't attack there, obviously Watt Cobra could just attack and search out like another level 4, and then he'd be able to go into like a simple Castle and just spin your dude. So I think he was kind of boned either way. So actually, now that I think about it, attacking might have been the better call, because unless it was actually a what's it called, a battle trap, you would have been in a good position. Now, he actually synchroed into a card that I had completely forgotten even existed. There's so many like random synchros, like all of those damn like unicorn synchros that I used to pull back in the 5Ds era from I forget what packs those were, if those were like Storm of Ragnarok or whatever shit he set those came out of, and I completely forgot, guys, that Watts were even synchro based. I was like, what the fuck, Watts have they actually have synchros? And I feel like this card is an ultra rare too, because yeah, like some of those ultras in the 5Ds era were like fucking terrible, and this card is actually not that bad. The problem is it doesn't offer itself any protection, and obviously the fact that it's a Y, it's going to have a really shitty stat line. That's 1500 attack for a level 7 Synchro, which is just like abysmal, but its effect is actually pretty dope. You see right here, he banished his Mage Power. See, the thing is, this card has basically a built-in Mage, or excuse me, a built-in Gold Sarcophagus, where after a couple of turns, he'll actually add that Mage Power to his hand. Anytime you do battle damage, you banish a card. Second standby phase, you actually add that card back to your hand. So he's kind of getting wrecked here, not just by the little poke damage that he's taking, but by his own contract. So basically he has like one turn to try and you know, end the game here, and I think he just got like tilted off of this because he summons the Executive Genghis, and while it can attack, he has the Moon Mirror Shield, so like what's really the point? I think he was just like giving up at this point. So he activates the Quaking Mirror Force, and then Genghis is actually going to negate that. The problem is, as I just said, he has Moonbearer Shield. So yeah, I think he was just like tilted, man. He was just like, yo, just kill me now. As you see, Moonbearer Shield ends up banishing the Genghis because Dimensional Fissure is on the board. Then he goes for a little style points, activates the Mage Power, and you know, basically just cleans up the duel. So just a fun little match. I don't think DDD is massively misplayed. I think that he just got blown out from turn 1. I mean, if you're playing DDD and your opponent opens up with Dark Hole plus Regeki, you're probably going to lose the match no matter how good you open, unless you have, like, I don't know, Starlight Road or something like that. Because, I mean, obviously, Siegfried will eat up one of the cards, but usually you don't have, like, 2 Siegfrieds. So, hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.